Marty. I figured if I sat here long enough, I would find out if I was on mute. Thank you, and welcome, everybody. We're going to give everyone just one more minute. I'm getting texts. Everybody's still bumping each other out. So hold on one sec. Let me let them in. While I'm doing that, everyone, and hi, Lori Guimo, I heard your name. I want you to know that you can star 6. Always know you can mute yourself and star 6 again to unmute. You can click your mute button, which will allow you to listen and cook. You can talk to each other. You can take care of kids and animals. You can be driving, whatever you need to do. And then you can unmute if you have a question or if you have something you'd like to share. But guys, this is an interactive call that we set up many years ago. You could feel comfortable asking your questions, sharing your recipes, sharing your experiences, inviting your friends. And I want you to feel that comfort. I want to begin, guys, by thanking Marlene and Richard Oliner and Maureen, Melina, Jeannie, whomever else, and Mac has all the M's, except for you, Jeannie, who have been stepping up and helping host and tape. And I thank you. We had an illness in the family, and someone passed away. So it's been a little bit busy over here. But I am here and I am back, and I just want to welcome all of you to tonight's call. All right, we have a lot of you on, a lot of states. As of right now, we have over 80 of you on this call. Can you imagine? Which is terrific. I want to begin by sharing that this is really a call about Sunrider. This is all of us who love to eat, use, consume, right? These Sunrider foods, some of you for one day, some of you brand new, and some of you really for 20 years. And all of us bring something to the table, don't we? We all have experiences, thoughts, questions that benefit each other. So all of your, anything that you'd like to add or share, I welcome. And I want to also state that I will let you know where I'm either reading from or I am taking the notes from, since so many of you ask me where the information comes from. I am Dr. Karen Spencer-Dees. I have been in this field, my goodness, of nutrition for over 25 years. I have my doctorates in holistic nutrition, what we call endocrine nutrition, biology, and I have been in practice for many, many years. I practiced for a long time out at Stanford in Northern California. At the hospital, I was the doctor of nutrition for the fertility clinic, and spent a lot of time with some of you who are on this call with your infertility journey. And my passion, my specialty has been in women's health and pregnancy, in children's health, in everything from allergies, right, to raising. And so we spend a lot of time, a lot of you who know me professionally, discussing mental health with children this year, with ADD, ADHD, with women and the endocrine system. But I want you to know that I also specialize in family nutrition with men included, all right? So I am very aware of all of your nutritional needs. And for those of you that haven't been on or aren't on, I do my best to post a lot of nutritional support information for you on the Dr. D's site on Facebook. Feel free to go. You can use anything that I post there. A lot of them are just pictures with fruits, vegetables, and information about them that you can eat. You can add to your smoothies. But if there is, guys, information you'd like me to post on specific topics, go ahead and email me. I'd be happy. I have a lot of information and a lot of knowledge, and I'd be thrilled to share that with you. My email, for all of you who are trying to reach me, is Dr. Dees, DRDEES @comcast.net. If I can help, I will. Also, we post all of our Sunrider information on there. And so let's begin, okay? Let's all begin. So I'm going to start by stating a little bit of information about Sunrider and why I think this company really stands above everybody else. And I do. I have the expertise, guys, to say that, but I also have years of using and consuming these products. I have raised all 4 of my children on these foods. My clients love these foods. And also, I wanted to share with you that it's very important when we are looking at supplements. We're looking at what we put into our bodies, that it's not just in theory, that it's not just something we read, right? Or something that we hope is true. There's actual research behind it. The actual people who are at the helm of the company have a vested interest and knowledge and education in how foods come together, how herbs work, and how to get them right from the harvest, the planting, the harvesting to you. And so I really want to state very clearly that although a lot of you email me about a lot of products, I will always send you back to Sunrider. Just know that. I think that there is one giant reason why I believe in this so strongly, because it's food. That it's not just treating a condition, but it's actually nourishing your body so that your body can do what it was designed to do. And that is renew itself, replenish itself, and regenerate itself. And if we look at some real simple information that Sunrider has posted for us, this one is coming from their catalog. And I state this a lot because I think it's important to remind ourselves who they are, what they stand for, and why we're using and consuming these foods. That this just isn't another product in Whole Foods, or this just isn't another product that we found, right, on Instacart or Amazon or wherever you're looking. This is really important because if it goes in your body, you now own it. Okay? Sunrider states who we are. We're a world-class company that creates the finest herb-based products. Our purpose is to nourish the world. Welcome. And inspire a life of balance, a life of authenticity and well-being. Our vision is to foster a culture of opportunity so that people anywhere feel empowered to challenge conventions, push beyond your own boundaries, and pave your own path to good health and success. We believe that investing in the holistic, right, the holistic well-being of you, of people, allows all of us to live out our best lives. And therefore, we are committed to empowering personal and professional prosperity while supporting healthy living. There are some real basic reasons why I stand behind Sunrider, and I hope you do too. And it's important always to remind ourselves what they are. If you look at the Sunrider difference and what that Sunrider difference really stands for, it's quite simple, but really important. And as an educated, smart consumer, or a mom, or a professional, I'm always looking at, would this be best for my family? What is the gain here? What would be the negative here? And why would I want my family to use and consume any product? Sunrider states what their difference is. Their difference is that they're guided by owner expertise. This is critical. That the foods are formulated with unique blends of herbs and whole foods using a trade secret process of extraction and concentration to ensure superior potency and nutrient absorption. That statement is really important, ensuring superior potency, that it's strong enough, and nutrient absorption, and that you absorb it so your body can utilize it, convert it to fuel, and help your body to heal. It's safe, it's natural, it's wholesome, and our products are free of artificial sweeteners, chemical additives, and any artificial preservatives. Their philosophy is a philosophy of regeneration, and really it's quite simple. It means, and I'm going to paraphrase, that if we give our bodies whole foods, meaning that if I pick that orange off the tree and I eat that orange, all of the nutrition in there is intact, right? All the nutrients that go together are in place. And when my body chews that and swallows that, the body does not have to exert any extra energy to figure out, where did that isolated vitamin come from? Where did that vitamin C originate? Now I've got to use up calories and energy to put that back together and figure it out. When we put a whole food like that whole orange into our bodies don't have to exert any extra energy. It's immediate, and it's immediate absorption. And what Sunrider has done is they've done something called concentrated, which means that they've taken up to, it can be 10, it can be 30, right, times, but we'll use the number 10 times the concentration. So I'm now going to pick 10 oranges, and I'm going to spray dry all of the nutrition onto one orange, and I'm going to eat that one orange, which is really now a superfood. And every single ingredient in every single one of the Sunrider products, whether they're from skincare, household products, or products that we consume, every ingredient is in its whole food state and concentrated. So my body doesn't have to do any extra energy, right, to consume it. And now it's concentrated. So now I'm absorbing the nutrition of 10 plus oranges. My body is screaming with gratefulness because now my body can do something with that. So we've concentrated it, they've kept it in its whole food state, and then they've put it in a combination, kind of like, I like to say, like going to the salad bar, right? Where somebody knew the best salad to put together to build my immune system. We'll just use that example. And so what happens is if I take the whole food in a concentrated form and I combine it with other whole foods designed to build my immune system, and then I consume that, my body then is able to do what we call regenerate. It's got enough nutrition in a pure form, in a concentrated form, in the right combination. And now I get to regenerate. And the beauty of it is that when we regenerate our bodies, the miracle, right? We just gave it the best nutrition possible and enough of it. Because we could never consume, I could never consume at every meal 10 oranges. So Sunrider, in their brilliance, found a way to keep all that nutrition intact and put it or spray dry it on one orange. And if you think of every ingredient, broccoli, carrot, pick an ingredient, that kind of concentration, you understand now why all of a sudden you start to recover. And so what happens is we regenerate, meaning the body is made new. It's allowed now to recover, and new cells form, and we start to feel better, and we start to look better. And not only do we have a youthfulness externally, but also we have a youthfulness internally, where our organs are now healthier. Blood flow is improving, right? Skin tone looks more, you see the elasticity come back. That's regeneration. So the principle is basically, if you eat the right food in the right combination in a concentrated form, you get the benefit of a regeneration. The second is to remind ourselves that all Sunrider, as I just pointed out, is food. None of it is chemical, nothing. And I read enough labels in enough stores to know that the packaging may look great, but if you flip it around and look at the ingredients, it doesn't really have food in it. It just had a really good marketing plan. This is the true food. The third is, as I pointed out, the variety of ingredients. That every product is put together very concisely and very deliberately to build certain systems. And so a lot of times we talk about different systems, and we'll point out some products. And that's because every product is designed to build or rebuild a specific system. And honestly, if I could go outside to my garden and pick, all the vegetables and all the fruits and everything that's going on out there every single day and consume them, and say, this is for my immune system, and this is for my digestive system, and this is for my circulatory system, I would then be Dr. Chen, and I'm not. So I understand food, and I understand the brilliance of it. But Dr. Tei-Fu Chen, which is the principle number 4, is the master behind this. And so what you have at the helm is Dr. Tei-Fu and Dr. Oilin Chen and Dr. Ruben Chen. You have Eric, you have people that are Western medical doctors, that not only are they doctors, but they're also doctorates in fields, of nutrition, herbology, master of herbology, pharmacology, medicine, all the important sciences that are needed to actually put this together. And because of that, this company works. And I always like to go back and say, I always ask myself, what was the origin? And I know a lot of you are like me, you ask this, why did someone invent this company? Why is it here? And I always like to look at what was the impetus? What gave someone the passion, to overcome hurdle after hurdle, to bring this food to you, to me? And if you look right here in the catalog, Dr. Tei-Fu Chen tells his story. And he shares that our company was founded by Dr. Tei-Fu Chen, a world-renowned herbologist or herbalist with a degree in pharmacy, and Dr. Oilin Chen, a licensed Western medical doctor. And it talks about how they started it. But it states that Tei-Fu was a sickly boy, received, and I found this very interesting, received from his grandfather many recipes to cure and improve his own health, all based in ancient herbal remedies. And these remedies were so powerful that it sparked in him a lifelong passion for Chinese herbal philosophy. So he continued his study of herbs and chemistry in college, and married and raised his children and grandchildren, and brought this to us because I found this just so beautiful, because his grandfather, had a grandson who was sick and absolutely made a difference in this little boy's life, and shared with him a philosophy that probably may have been popular, may not have been popular. And for a lot of you, when you share with someone that you eat Chinese herbs, it's not always popular. Some people think it's fabulous, and some people say, huh? And what happened from that? He felt better. He got better. His body got stronger. And it became his passion. And that's how Sunrider began. And so ask yourself the same question. Did I know? Did I understand? Do I believe that if I eat and consume these foods, enough of them, my body, right, can regenerate. I believe it can. I absolutely believe it can. I believe that food can feed us, and it could also feed us into recovery. So I wanted to just begin that way. And I'm going to ask you guys if you have any experiences, anything you want to share before we talk about some of the products. I'm open, jump in. Who's using them? Who's had an aha moment? Anybody? And I'm good at sitting quietly, so it's okay.
Hi, Karen. It's Maureen.
Hi.
I had a wonderful experience when I had my teeth cleaned last week because she kept saying to me, "It's just amazing. You have such a little plaque." And looking at the gums, there's a little recession, and she said, "So do you use the water pick? Do you use electric toothbrush?" I said, "No, I just do it manually." And she just looked at me like, wow, that's really old school. I could read it on her forehead. But it was just so funny because I thought there's little effort that you have to do. Just use your soft toothbrush and put your toothpaste from Sunrider there, the herbal toothpaste, and the other product, and your teeth and your gums will really, really be strong. I loved it. She was just blown away by it. I loved it.
That's wonderful. And I want to say about Maureen is that she has a background, right? In
yes.
What title would you like to give that?
Well, it was dental assisting and teaching dental assistants at that time. Mm-hmm.
So Maureen was a dental assistant and teaching dental assistants at Tufts. And I want to just say also that your mouth, two things. One, it is a reflection of what's happening in the rest of your body. And the second is it's also the first place, right, where we have bacteria, where we begin our digestive process, where we begin, right, an enzymatic process where everything begins. And so keeping your mouth clean, very, very important. And Sunrider's products, their herbal toothpaste, their herbal tooth whitener, refresher drops, we've talked about this before, become really important. So Maureen just gave you the perfect example that she's been using these products and going in for her appointment. She has wonderful health. And that's what we're looking for. So again, the idea that we can find this with Sunrider is wonderful. It's not just, right? I've said this before. It's not just I have a stomach ache, what do you have? It's a lifestyle, everybody, all right? So take a look at the catalog and start replacing what you're using from other companies, from the store with Sunrider, and let's remind ourselves the concentration, the quality of the ingredients, and the regeneration, right, concept. I'm going to start everybody with that. All of you over these past few weeks have been asking a collective amount of questions, so I have a lot of topics. But one that keeps coming up over and over again, there's actually two. But one has a little bit to do with ADD, ADHD, a little bit of mental health, and the differences between top and top focus. And also a couple of products that it appears there's a little confusion on. So I want to just start with talking from a mental health perspective, from yourselves, from your children, and the benefit of whether they're in school or you are sitting at your computer and you're focusing, or you're struggling to focus and concentrate, or it's just been a really long year. For a lot of you, it has. And there's an exhaustion or an overwhelm in the brain. And top focus make a really big difference. It appears that a lot of you are actually not ordering them. I've been looking. And so I want to bring them back to you because they're going to answer your question. And they're very different products. Our top, which is TOP, goes hand in hand with three products called Top, Joy, and Ease. And these 3 products truly feed everything from the musculoskeletal system, your muscles, your bones, your joints, right, to the central nervous system, all of your nerves, to also your brain function. And the messages, guys, that get sent from the brain to the body. Always remember that messages begin in the brain and they get sent or transmitted to the body. It may say, I'm in pain. It may say, I'm tired. Sometimes it's just confusion because, like the rest of your body, your brain can get tired. And this was the aha as I was reading all your emails. For some reason, a lot of you forget your brain can be tired and needs to be renewed and nourished. And that's where TOP fits in. So if you are somebody, guys, that is very busy, maybe you're building a Sunrider business, maybe you are out and about with other professions. Maybe for you, it's your own personal chemistry where you tend not to be as focused or concentrated. Maybe you experience ADD, ADHD. Maybe there's depression. Maybe your children are still in school. As I've shared with many of you, my children went from remote school and their brains are mush, right? Mine's along with them. TOP is the answer. And if you get to the end of the day and is tired, I want you to remind yourself 2 things. 1, even if you're using or eating TOP, am I eating enough of the TOP? And 2, am I using it at all or only as a treatment? Sunrider states, everybody, and this is on their product fact sheet, which is on the Sunrider website under the product called TOP. Sunrider states that perform at the top of your game naturally. Our nutrient-rich, concentrated formula supports. Remember, we all have different lives. So the top of the game, for Margie, it may be pickleball. For somebody else, right, it may be busy raising the new baby, right? For someone else, it may be like Mac, where he's in his martial arts. But perform at the top of your game naturally. Our nutrient-rich, concentrated formula supports your mental clarity, your focus, and your memory. So whether you are in menopause and you are not focused, or you are in overwhelm, or you just realize that maybe you're okay, but you're not consuming enough, or you're using your brain a lot, and your brain is telling you, I'm tired, you're not taking care of me, you're not feeding me, and you begin to notice a lethargy, an apathy, maybe some depression, okay? You've got to feed it. So if we feed it and our mental clarity improves, our focus improves, our memory improves, enabling you or your children to enjoy a state of calm, healthy alertness. These are important words, really important words, because calm, if you feel confused, if you feel overwhelmed, overloaded, if you feel that, wow, I wish I just didn't feel this way, how do I look up? You're not consuming enough TOP. This will work. And how do we do this in a calm way? So if you have a child or you yourself notice that you have tendencies towards an attention deficit or hyperactivity, this feeds and balances it so that you notice there's a calm, healthy alertness, not a caffeine high. Prized herbs such as angelica root, the Japanese honeysuckle flower, and valerian root keep you at your best every day, at home, at school, after reading so many of your emails, this is that product that could revolutionize a lot of your lives. A lot. And if you look at the recommendation, it will state 2 capsules at mealtime, not just 1 capsule once a day. But because we have a full day and a full night to sleep, we have to consume enough of the nutrition to give us what we need for all the different stages of our life, through the beginning of the day, the middle of the day, and the end of the day. And some of you would benefit from using, consuming this at night to help your brain calm and quiet down and relax so you can sleep. But also for those of you that like to stay up and be productive, it'll give you a calmer alertness. But I promise you, for the kids, this is amazing. Amazing. For everybody, guys, all of you across the board, if you find yourself, I'm going to repeat myself, feeling tired in your brain, headaches, exhaustion, lack of energy, confusion, lack of focus, feeling apathetic, somewhat depressed, feeling, gosh, I wish my brain would just snap out of it, right? I wish I could just lift myself up and out. It's top, guys. It's top. And it's not for one day. We feed our bodies all sorts of food every day because we know the importance of that nourishment, but we're missing out on feeding our brain. And if the messages begin and originate in the brain, think of how that message may not be as clear as we need it to be, right? So if that message is muscles, right, strong, blood flow improve, blood pressure regulate, that starts in the brain. Pain down, joy up, right? Top. Sunwriter states that this will promote the mental clarity you need, the focus you need, but it will also support your emotional balance. And anyone who has ever felt, right, emotionally off balance because you're tired, or because you're busy, or because you got to the end of the day and you can't figure out which Sunwriter product is going to help me now, or you're busy in your life, you've got to eat more top. The one thing I want to just really kind of share with you is right here in the product fact sheet. Under the angelica root, I found this really important, that this herb is used in traditional Chinese medicine to address a wide range of conditions, including treating headaches, relieving stress, and supporting your circulation. And so anybody who has headaches, stress, and understands the importance of blood flow to the brain, anyone who's ever understood what it feels like to either have a headache or the concept of, my goodness, I feel like I just can't focus, my memory isn't good. We want to prevent things like a stroke. We want to improve our circulation and our oxygenation. Top. But how many of you have used this or not used this, and enough of it, if you do have headaches and stress? The second I wanted to just read to you is from the Japanese honeysuckle. And that is that this fragrant flower has been vital to traditional Chinese medicine practices for centuries. And it includes treating various inflammatory conditions. So not only does top improve how your brain flows, how the blood flows to the brain, the messaging, the focus, the clarity, but it reduces inflammation. Now, if someone had shared with me just a little bit of that years ago, I probably would be eating it every day, right? 3 to 4 times a day. I wouldn't blink. I would never run out. But what I've learned is how many of you don't understand the significance of some of these products, such as Top, and forget what miracle we have in these products, right? And then the last part of it that I just want to read to you, which I think is important, is a question. It just states, who benefits from taking Top? And Sunrider just really straight says, Top is ideal for anyone who needs a boost in mental focus. I'll sign up. A boost in mental focus. And for people who need to support concentration, your cognitive ability, while at work, school, and just in everyday life. And there's no stimulants, and there's no caffeine, and there's no jitters. To me, this is coffee without caffeine. This is what everybody loves to feel and hopes they're going to feel. Crisp, focused thoughts, no inflammation, improved blood flow. This is important, guys, because we're not only using these products because we have something that is imbalanced, but we're preventing. And so for all of you guys, we're preventing any kind, and I know who you are, any kind of brain imbalance, right? We're looking at long term. None of us would choose, right, to have dementia or to have conditions, right, where we start to observe degeneration. But regardless of where you are and what stage you're in your life, this is going to prevent and help, here's my word, regenerate. Regenerate. Welcome to the regeneration of your brain. Eat Top. That's fantastic. Right? I don't know about you, but I'm sitting looking at it. Every time I share something with you, I pull it off the shelf and I open it up and I start consuming it, like a lot of you are probably doing. The difference, guys, between Top and Top Focus, different products, both really wonderful for the brain. They just do two different things, but help with mental health, help with brain stimulation. But I'm going to just share with you what Top Focus does. All right? So Top Focus has very different ingredients, and it also will support mental clarity and memory. But here's the difference. The Top Focus is designed to work very quickly, within about 15 minutes. And they're using herbs in here that actually help with your cognitive function, how you think, how fast the word recovery, right? How fast does that word come back? How fast is what I'm saying becoming crisp and clear? How calm am I in my conversation, in my thought? Top Focus is exactly what it says. It's designed to help you focus during the day, to stay really crisp and really clear. And what Sunrider writes is that this nourishing complex of herbal extracts, minerals, amino acids, and vitamins supports cognitive function. The way we think, the way we hear, the way we speak, cognitive. And this is amazing in terms of daily function and recovery, but especially for anyone who is challenged in this area of cognitive imbalance. Sunrider also states that not only does it support the cognitive function, but it also does something really spectacular. It supports it while fueling multiple neural pathways. And so it allows for someone who may be struggling, whether it's, I love the expression, when you get off an airplane and you find yourself in some jet lag. Something like Top Focus helps to shorten that. When you find, this is very important, for a lot of you, you have shared with me that you have had neuropathy or you've had shingles where the nerve fibers have been just on fire, or you've noticed that you feel like you have a lot of electricity. Or for some of you, you have conditions that affect your hearing, your eardrum. For some of you, you have conditions where you notice that the cognitive function, you're not retaining the words aren't coming back quickly, you're not as crisp. This is what it does, it feeds that. And so as we're looking at this helps everybody, whether you're in school, in sports, or any time. And this is one you take as you need. The top, I want you to use 3 times a day, every single day. The top focus you use as you need it. And it promotes a confidence because you will feel very alert and you will feel very crisp and very clear. And again, there's no crash, there's no jitters, it's not habit forming, there's no stimulants. It contains something that we call ginkgo biloba. And this is a plant that has a high level of flavonoids. And it's known for its strong, what we call neuroprotective benefits. It protects, guys, the actual, think of it as the nervous system of your brain. Right? It actually puts a protective coating. It protects the myelin sheath. The other piece here that I found interesting is the natural choline that's in here. And this actually supports the release of the neurotransmitter acetylcholine, which has been shown to support learning, focus, and memory. And there's a lot of research. We're doing a lot with this, especially in school with kids, that for especially those who struggle with learning, to use the top focus. It's the same for an adult. It's the same for a child. And they find that they are learning easier, quicker, that the actual focus is improved. And then one which I find really important has to do with the phospholipids. And what Sunrider states is that they actually have an ingredient that protects the cells in your brain and carries messages between them. It plays an important role in keeping your mind and your memory sharp. And Sunrider states, how is top focus different from other mental performance products? And Sunrider writes that many of these products on the market contain stimulants, or they contain just a few key ingredients that will work on just one neural pathway. Top focus is different because we synergize herbal extracts such as the ginkgo biloba, right, to support the brain health. And so everybody, if you think about, you have a lot of pathways or neural pathways in your brain. How you think, how you feel, right? How you experience your life, how you focus. And day to day, sometimes we struggle. And so while top is regenerating and feeding your brain, top focus daily is helping you to actually have a very better cognitive experience. And both are regenerative. And the question that gets asked a lot has to do with if I'm a stroke victim, or if I have Alzheimer's, or if my mom has dementia. Would these products improve? And I will say from researching all the herbs that both my parents are on both of these products. For me personally, guys, I have children that are in school, I have some that are in college, I have some that have different learning styles, and I use both. I will also say that during the tougher days, right, where studying is harder or there's more headaches, I use more top focus. But every single day, we use top to regenerate the whole brain. And then as we need, we use top focus for better cognitive function. And what I would like to do personally is use Top Focus in all of the recovery centers, anywhere where there are stroke victims. I'm meeting with someone, as a matter of fact, this week. That's her job. And we'd like to see how Top Focus helps. The other question that's asked that I found interesting, when Sunrider answered, is how long do the benefits of Top Focus last? And will it negatively affect my mood or my sleep if I feel too alert? In Sunrider states, Top Focus starts working in 15 minutes and lasts for about 4 hours. Okay? There are no sugars and there are no stimulants, and you take one, right, with some food. So I encourage you guys to take a look at the product fact sheets and remind yourself, Top every day for all of us. Regenerate our brain, feed it. We don't need it to be tired. Allow yourself to remind yourself that we have to feed our brain. And then Top Focus for better cognitive function. Okay? And especially, I really want to state this, as people age, we need to improve the cognitive function. Both of these products are important. For those that are younger, that have a learning style that's different, that you may find that there's ADD, ADHD, Top Focus is wonderful. For those that are dealing with everything, right, from neuropathy to headaches, to exhaustion of your brain, to overuse, to overwhelm, to depression, Top. Okay, Top Focus is needed, Top daily. Now, I'm going to move on for a minute, guys, because I want to share another product that makes all the difference when it comes to our brain function, but also the exhaustion factor that a lot of you are really talking about. And during this past year, one of the questions that has come up over and over and over again has been, I have been stressed, I've used the Ease, I'm using the Vita Spray, my hair is falling out, my nails are thin, right? I'm noticing that the enamel on my teeth isn't as strong. I am noticing that for a lot of you, your eyelashes thinned, male and female. And I want to revisit, because I think it's important, Spirulina, one more time. And I love the combination of Spirulina with Top, and I love it with Spirulina Top and Top Focus, the three together. Sunrider writes that Spirulina, the original superfood, and it truly is. Spirulina provides an array on its own of vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, but it also provides omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids. So all of you who are buying omega-3, omega-6 from the health food store, it's right here in your Spirulina. It's particularly rich in beta-carotene, and this is easily digestible. It has plenty of iron in it. Spirulina is commonly taken to support the immune system, your physical stamina, and your overall health. The key here, though, as Sunrider writes, is that no food is perfect, but Spirulina comes close. Our natural formula packs a wealth of nutrients in a super concentrated form to keep your body balanced. A blue-green algae, anyone who's ever gone to the ocean and pulled out seaweed, that's Spirulina. Think of it like that, blue-green algae. Spirulina is composed largely of protein. Spirulina has the protein of a steak. I hope I've made myself clear now. It's that kind of protein, vegan, composed largely of protein and contains all these key vitamins and minerals along with 8 essential amino acids. It's a true superfood you need in your diet. Because protein build your antibodies, which build your immune system. It really is the spirulina that allows, which really is a superfood, allows for your body to begin the repair process. And part of that, guys, has not just to do with what we can see, which is my hair is falling out, my nails are cracking or peeling, right? My physical stamina isn't what it was, but I always look at nails and hair. But it also goes hand in hand because of the protein with rebuilding the neural pathways of the brain. And it's healing to those nerve fibers. And so this is one of those products that makes all the difference for the brain. The byproduct is your hair starts to regrow and your nails get stronger. But the truth of it is, it's a brain food. And so for the countries that consume a lot of seaweed or a lot of nori, right? Anyone who eats sushi knows what, right, nori is. They have a much lower rate of depression and rate of mental illness. For those that don't get enough minerals and enough of these amino acids, we have a higher rate. And so there's a link between the actual proteins that are in something like spirulina and improving your brain function. So I wanted to share those products with you because a lot of you have been emailing and saying, I'm using and I'm consuming a lot of the Sunrider foods and I still feel like this. Is there anything else? And so I want to remind you that our NBC program, Nourish, Balance, Cleanse, takes time. And it's all the right ingredients that nourish every cell, every organ, right? Every system of your body. And it's a buildup, right? It's a buildup process. It takes time for all those nutrients to start helping and healing and feeding and fueling and regenerating. But there are some products that make big differences quickly. And so for everybody who has been emailing me about mental health and about your brain function and about protection of your brain and about the actual concept of feeling stressed and overwhelmed and exhausted in your brain, these are my product choices. Okay. What do you guys think? What would you like to add? Anybody else have any other products they'd like to throw in the mix here? And anyone have any questions?
Hi, Dr. G. Oh, go ahead, ask your question.
Oh, sorry. My name is Maria. I'm in Florida, and I'm going through a temporary condition, and I'm currently doing chemo. So I want to know, would I use both Top and Top Focus and Joy and Ease during this time mostly because of the fact of all the negative effects of the chemo?
So honestly, I think, the beauty of food is that we eat it and we see how we feel, and then we can always add. So, again, all of this works. Top Joy and Ease is wonderful. Wonderful.
I'm doing Ease and Top Focus right now.
Oh, okay.
And I mean, I don't feel nothing bad, thankfully, but I'm obsessed with Top for some reason since I do a lot of researching and I've been wanting to add that to my diet, but then I was like, I don't want to do too much in this.
You won't do too much. You won't do. Honestly, yeah, and let us know how you're feeling. We absolutely support you. Think of it, that's why I always use the garden or the salad bar. It's okay to go back for seconds, right? These foods are food, and they will always help, okay?
And with the spirulina, I can do spirulina and,
Sure.
Because I'm currently doing my Evergreen, so I can do both of those.
Sure.
Okay.
And you can always, if you ever have questions, you can ask your doctor if there's anything you're limited from. But if you're allowed to eat food and you're not on any kind of limitation, all of this is good to go.
No, I'm only limited
limited to supplements. So
Okay. You can always ask your doctor about spirulina. I think it's great.
okay.
Okay. All right. Who else wanted to ask?
Dr. Dees, this is Jeannie in
Hi,
Florida.
Jeannie.
Hi,
Sweetie.
and I just wanted to say that I do eat spirulina, and it has made a difference. My nails have grown tremendously, and they're stronger, and they look beautiful. And also, the benefit is that my hair got thicker.
Ba-dum-bum.
Yeah.
Just like that. Just like that. Protein does amazing things. That's wonderful.
It does. And I looked in the mirror one day, and I'm like, oh, my God, does my hair look thicker? And I asked a friend of mine, and he said yes. So now I have him on it, but he's not going to be on it for too long. He's flying out of the country, but that's a different story. I do eat Top Focus. And
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. I would encourage you to also learn and use Top.
I will do that. That's going to be on my new order, on my next order. What I have found for myself on Top Focus is that it does exactly what it says. I can focus better, and I feel a difference when I don't use it.
I love that. And I will just add to what Jeannie's saying, and that is, think about how many people really would benefit from all of these different products we've covered tonight who truly are struggling, or all of us who want to prevent, right? All of us have a brain. All of us need to nourish it. All of us get tired, overwhelmed, right? Taxed. So I would encourage everybody to really look at not just nourishing the body from the neck down, but include the neck up. Okay? All right, I'm going to ask Marlene, and I'm going to ask Donna, whoever is on, to share what calls come next. And thank you guys for joining me tonight.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. I am right here. I'm not sure if Donna is, but Bob and Donna's call is next. You can go to Rising Stars, get that information. The link is right there, also the phone number. And I just wanted to also thank you, Karen. Wow, powerful information, and a lot of different ways to really use the products that we might not have thought of. So I appreciate that. And yes, I was taking everything out of my cabinet as you were speaking. So, as I always do.
Standing with you, actually doing the same thing. All right, everyone, thank you so much. And again, that if you'd like to join us for the next call and you go to Rising Stars on Facebook, the information is right there. And I hope that something tonight has benefited you, and I appreciate you taking the time and joining us tonight. Good night, everyone.